Happy Sentinels Tuesday, everybody. Oh boy, is it going to be a thing today. It's Progeny week, so we're fighting Progeny. I'm doing a couple of things. First of all, with this fight, all of the Cauldron heroes will have appeared on this show at least once. So we've got Starlight, we got the Stranger, and we got Vanish. Joining them are a couple of interesting new things. We've got a Gyrosaur variant, Gyrosaur Speed Demon. Look at that freaking armor, that is amazing. And Drift Through the Breach. But of course, the main event is the environment, because Progeny is just not a good villain to show off heroes against. So we're fighting in Castle Asylum, which was created by Gino9999, who also made Sludge. Now I need to apologize to Gino because, once again, if you look at the deck, you know, it's got art, but it hasn't been colored. I know he's working on coloring it in, so this is kind of premature. That said, it could be so premature that, you know, your hero variant doesn't actually have an end cap, and I had to mock up a play power draw one. Yeah. Figuring out how to use this Drift variant on Tabletop Simulator is a challenge. But before we get into all of that, let's get Progeny set up. He gets a Scion card at the start of the game. It is Scion of the Storm, and he'll hit everybody for 1 lightning damage. Game hasn't even started, he gets deal damage. This is going to be a really interesting and potentially very fast fight. Okay, Born the Harbinger. Oh geez, there goes Time of Tribulations at least. There goes Beginning of the End. Facility. The other Time of Tribulations. Oh boy, he gets Scion of Flame. So he hits everybody for 2 fire damage, and then he hits everybody for 2 energy damage, and then he hits everybody for 3 energy damage, so that's 8 damage off the top, and then he gets 1 more card play because of Scion of the Storm, and it's Scion of Blight. Oh god. So 2 toxic damage, and we will destroy Scion of the Storm because fuck. Okay, so Starlight. Exodus. Draw a card or search your Tradition deck for a Constellation card, put it into play, and shuffle your deck. You may play a card. Oh look, all the constellations were right at the top of her deck. That's going into play, and I'm going to play Stellar Wind, hit him for 2. Somebody has to discard a card. I think I'll have that be Gyrosaur, and Starlight gets to draw 2. Power is Stargaze, draw a card, or put a Constellation card from your trash into play, so just gets 2 more cards. Hey, we hit him. That's something. Okay, I'm going to play Mark of Destruction on Scion of Blight, because it says play this next to a non-character card, not necessarily target. Redirect damage dealt to this card by non-hero targets to the hero target with the highest HP. If either card is destroyed, we destroy the other. And then his power, Inscribe, I will play Mark of the Twisted Shadow on Vanish, because this is a very, very good idea. I've been playing Vanish a lot recently, and mostly wondering why I don't play her more. Draw a card. That will be useful. I think we'll start with Flash Reek. Reveal the top card of each deck, replace it, select the deck, put his top card into play. Progeny's got another Scion of the Storm, go figure. Which means that if we kill the Mark of Unweaving, that's just going to come into play. Almost feel like I should play Scion of the Storm, let him do his damage, and take out the Scion of Flame. Either way, he's going to get it. Now it's best if we don't. Okay, we're going to play the top card of Drift's deck, which is Resourceful Daydreamer. Draw 2 cards, discard a card, and she's in the future, so she can use a power. Okay, so her power is Rift Walker. Top 2 cards of your deck to your shift track, or discard the card from your current shift track space. This variant of Drift comes with a variant shift track. It's the same except for these arrows, and the text, cards added to your shift track are placed face up next to one of its 4 spaces. Each space may only have 1 card next to it. They are not considered in play. When you discard a card from the track, you may play it, or Drift may deal a target 3 radiant damage. So, we're going to put the top 2 cards of her deck next to probably the first and last spaces on the track, since she doesn't have anything to discard. So we've got a Drift Step, a Saber Shard. Okay, I'm going to put them out like that. She's good and set up already. Awesome. It's the start of her turn. Select the target. That target deals 1 other target, 1 projectile damage. I'll select Vanish, and she's going to hit the mark for 2. Draw a card. Wipe Out. Gyrosaur deals up to X targets 4 melee damage each, then deals yourself X melee damage, where X is 1, plus the number of crash cards in your hand, which is currently 1. So she will hit the Mark of Destruction, which destroys Scion of Blight. Awesome. And then she will hit Progeny, and hit herself for 1. That worked out pretty well. So her power is Object in Motion. If at least half the cards in your hand are crash cards, draw a card. If not, play a card. So right now she's got 2 cards. One of them is a crash card. That is at least half of the cards, so she plays a card. Oh my. I'm going to play a Merry Chase. Whenever a target deals damage to Gyrosaur, all other hero targets become immune to damage dealt by that target until this card leaves play. Start of your turn, destroy this card. Guess who's going to be dealing damage next turn? Oh, okay. Drift will play Knight's Heritage. I'm going to play it on that spot, and hopefully we will not get confused about where things are. When this card is played, destroy all the copies of Knight's Heritage and play the 2 ongoing cards from your hand. So we've got a Saber Shard, and make every second count, which is exciting. First time Drift is dealt damage each turn, I can shift left or right. I'm going to use Saber Shard. I'm in the future. here. So Drift deals a target 2 radiant damage. She'll hit Progeny. She shifts left, and because of that, I can select a hero target, reduce the next damage dealt to it by 2. Progeny is going to be hitting everybody for 2 with Scion of the Storm, so I don't want to make that Gyrosaur. So I think I will pick Drift. Give her 2 damage reduction on her next hit. And draw a card. I haven't tried either of these variants yet. I'm very excited by this Drift. Okay, so we have Noose. 12 hit points, Staff. It looks like he's a Wraith Nemesis. Increased damage dealt by staff targets by 1. In the environment turn, this card deals the H-1 non-staff targets with the highest HP, 1 melee damage each. So he's going to hit the 4 highest for 2 each. That'll be Progeny and Gyrosaur, and the rest are immune. Okay, Progeny plays Scion of the Storm. He deals everybody 2 lightning damage. So he'll hit Gyrosaur, and everybody else is immune. And then at the end of his turn, he'll hit Gyrosaur for 3, and then he plays another card. Obvious utility. Go. Damn it. Everything's in the wrong place right now. Exodus will allow me to get a Constellation. Doesn't matter where I put it because I'm about to destroy it. Event Horizon. I will destroy a Constellation and destroy an ongoing card. And then with her power, I can put a Constellation into play from my trash. Put that one next to Vanish and draw a card. Stranger hits himself for 1. We're definitely keeping that in play. I'm going to unweave, shuffle that Mark of Destruction into my deck, and draw a card. Oh good, I got another rune. I'm going to use his power to play that on Drift. Give her an extra card play this round. I think she wants it. Draw a card. Concussive Burst. First time Vanish damages a non-hero target each turn. Reduce damage dealt by that target by 1 until the start of your next turn. I'm going to use her power. Once again, select her because that's totally, select a target. Be her. And she will hit Progeny for 2 and negate his +1. Because that's really important. Start of her turn, a Merry Chase goes away, but it served its purpose. Ha ha ha, wipeout. 1 plus the number of crash cards in my hand is 1, so she'll hit him for 4, and hit herself for 1. Now he'll flip. And now I have 1 card, and no crash cards. At half of 1 is, so that's less than half. Why do you make me do math? So I draw 2 cards. That's fine. Okay, Drift gets 2 card plays. First play is going to be Borrowed Time. Select left or right, shift that direction up to 3 times. X is the number of times you shifted this way. I'm going to shift left twice. Make every second count says I can select a hero target, reduce the next damage dealt to that target by 2. I'm going to select Gyrosaur twice because she's about to get pounded on. That'll help. I shifted twice, so that many targets regain 2 hit points. Now the question is, do I want to heal Gyrosaur, or do I want to heal anybody else? Because she can at least soak that 1 hit. Yeah, I'm going to heal anybody else. Heal herself and the Stranger, because he can use it. That was my first card play. Second card play, because of Rune of Quickening, Attenuation Field. Draw a card, destroy an environment card. Goodbye, Noose. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use Riftwalker, discard the card from my current space, and deal a target 3 radiant damage. That's really, really cool. Oh, man. Alright, the only sane man in Castle Asylum. This card is immune to damage from heroes, okay? In the environment, turn reveal a top card of a deck. You may either return it to the top of its deck or discard it, then this card deals itself or the hero target with the lowest HP, X psychic damage, where X is the number of environment cards in play. That's really cool. Okay, we're going to take a look at Progeny's deck. Alright, it is the Inevitable, which is the one that fetches ongoings. I think we will discard it. He'll hit himself for 1. I like that, though. He can either hit himself or he can hit somebody else and you can keep him out longer, but I have a feeling he's not going to last too long. Alright, Progeny. He flips. Plays Form of the Harbinger. Okay, that actually could be worse. Another Scion of Flame. Well, we tried. Okay, so he's got a +1 again. He's hitting everybody. Shoot. There goes Gyrosaur's damage reduction. He's hitting everybody for 2 fire damage. So Drift takes nothing. Gyrosaur takes nothing. Yeah, I should have healed her. Everybody else takes 2. Then Form of the Harbinger, he hits everybody for 2 energy damage. We'll move Drift to the right. She can give somebody a +2. I don't ever want to give that to the Stranger. That would be dumb and bad. We're going to give it to Vanish. The name of this game is make Vanish do all the damage. That's that, and then we destroy Sign of the Storm, because having him do tons of damage is better than having him play extra cards. End of the villain turn, he hits the hero with the lowest 4, 5, 6, 5, taking her down to 2. Okay. Any and all healing will be appreciated. Oh boy. Hey, Celestial Aura. Yay. Whenever Starlight would deal damage to a hero target next to a constellation, instead that target regains that much HP. I think I will go ahead and hit Progeny for 1 with that power and draw 2 cards. Okay, Stranger takes 1 for Vanish's Mark. He will drop Mark of Quickening, but that was helpful. Yeah, Corruption dropped 4 cards and he hits himself for 1. I'm just going to draw 2 because we got to do some healing here. Okay, and then with this power I will play Mark of Binding. damage dealt by that target by 1. Okay, so that cancels out both Scions of Flame. Alright, I'm liking Forewarned. Start of your turn, you may destroy this card. If you do, all players draw until they have 3 cards in their hand. Some of us need that, I think. We might. And then she will have herself deal 1, 2, 3, 4 damage to Progeny. And draw a card. Is -1. Okay. Hey, Gyro Stabilizer. Excellent. She's not going to last much longer, but whatever. When this card is played, discard up to 3 cards. Draw as many cards as you discarded. I will draw both of these and draw 2. Okay. Whenever you evaluate the number of crash cards in your hand, you may treat it as being 1 higher or 1 lower than it is. So right now I have 2 cards. One of them is crash. That's half, so I can... Oh, it's if at least half is crash, draw, if not play. I got that back. So I can treat this as being 0 crash cards in my hand, which means I can play a card. I'll play Terrifying Momentum. Gyrosaur deals a target X melee damage, where X is 2 times the number of crash cards in your hand. That's 0. I will treat it as 1, so she can hit Progeny for 2. Yeesh. It wasn't more than 4. It's fine. This is a very complicated variant. Alright, Resourceful Daydreamer. Draw 2 cards, discard a card. And play Resourceful Daydreamer. 2 cards. Discard. Yeah, I might as well discard one of those. Play a card. Borrowed Time. I will shift to the left again. We're going to give Gyrosaur 2 damage reduction. And I shifted that way so I can also heal her for 2. Trying. Yeah, I think I'll use Saber Shard. Draw a card. Shift right. Vanish +2 to her next hit. And then draw a card. I want to get back up here so I can use that Drift Step. Repeat Patient. 5 hit points. Remember, this card is destroyed. First deals all targets other than self 2 melee damage, then shuffle it into the environment deck instead. Oh, that's cute. Repeat Patience, so he goes back in the deck. So we're going to reveal Progenies again. Elemental Outburst, yeah, we'll replace that. Then he hits himself for 2. Getting to him. Okay, Progeny is still flipped. So he plays Elemental Outburst. It's the highest for 1, 1, and 1. That's Starlight. And he's going to hit the lowest for a flat 4, but it's reduced to 2 because it's Gyrosaur. And she remains in play for another round. Okay. Oh boy. Shoot, she needs the ability to play an extra card. I'm going to put a Constellation on Gyrosaur, and then I'll use Celestial Aura, hit her for 1 to heal her. Okay, Stranger is taking 2 damage. I want to keep both of those in play. Playing Glyph of Combustion, so it'll prevent 1 damage to himself his turn. Whenever a runic glyph is destroyed, he can deal a target 1 fire damage. And then I'm playing with his power Mark of Destruction on one of these damn Scions and draw a card. Okay, I could do Flash Recon again. It doesn't have any powers for Blink. Okay, Flash Recon. Okay, we're going to play Warp Halo off of Starlight's deck. The hero target next to a constellation would deal damage to a non-hero target next to a constellation, increase that damage by 1. So that's both Starlight and Gyrosaur. Not bad. And then she will select herself, deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from Warp Halo, or I could hit the mark for 4. No, I need to hit the mark for 4. Getting rid of those Scions. Okay, Omnivore. Destroy a target with 3 or fewer HP. We will drop the Mark of Destruction, which kills the Scion of Flame, which reduces his damage by 1, and lets Stranger hit him for 1. That's cool. Doesn't happen often. And then she heals 1. It's helpful. Go ahead and shuffle her trash into her deck. Why not? Don't want to play that. Fewer than half of the cards in my hand are crash cards, which would make me play a card. That says if I have 0 crash cards in my hand, she hits another target for 2 psychic damage. Don't really want to do. So I'm going to skip her power and just draw. Well, it would have given me a crash card. That would be fine. Whatever. I'm going to play Throwing Shard, and I'm going to use it. 1 target regains 2 hit points. Guess who? And shift right twice, which means +4 to Vanish. You know, I could give that to Starlight for some mega healing on Gyrosaur. That could... Okay, I'm going to give 2 to Vanish and 2 to Starlight, since she can heal through dealing damage. And draw a card. Asylum Inmate, 6 hit points. Start of the environment turn, each player may draw a card. The first time each turn this card is dealt damage, each player must discard a card from hand. Oh geez, we need to get rid of him. Okay, I'll get another attenuation field, so that's good. Alright, so he currently has -1 damage. That's good, because he's playing the Inevitable. There's both Signs of Frost, thank God. Ah, damn it, no. Oh, we got Hour of Reckoning, we can't play cards. He deals each hero target no energy damage. And then he hits the lowest for, I said, -1. So 3 to the lowest, that is Gyrosaur. That's it. Can't play cards. Damn it. Okay, well, Celestial Aura, she'll hit Gyrosaur for 3 and heal back that damage she just took. We're all going to lose ongoings, too. 1 for Vanish's Rune, 1 for the one on Progeny, which he prevents. It's his play, so he's got to skip and draw 2. I could drop Forewarned and let Gyrosaur draw a card. I think I will. I mean, that's all that happens, but still. And then she'll pick herself and do 1, 2, 3, 4 to draw a card. Gyrosaur is just going to skip and draw 2. I am going to use Saber Shard, deal target 2 radiant damage. Shift left, which means 2 damage reduction to Gyrosaur. Draw a card. Okay, everybody can draw a card. Ooh, is that what I think it is? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right. Twisting Asylum Hallways. The first time each turn damage is dealt, discard the top card of the environment deck. It was a room. Redirect that damage to the highest HP target from the same deck as the source of the damage. Return the discarded card to the top of the environment deck and destroy this card. This card is destroyed, play the top card of the environment deck. That's interesting. That's a better take on a Madame Mittermeier card. I highly approve. Okay, so this guy, I might have forgotten to do him last time. He's going to... Yeah, we'll just go ahead and discard that. Thanks. And then he dies. Oh wait, actually, first time each turn damage is dealt, he does not die, necessarily. Deals himself 4 damage, so it's a room. Redirect that damage to the highest HP target from the same deck as the source of the damage, so that hits the Asylum inmate, which means everybody has to discard a card. Okay, return it to the top of its deck, so we'll be getting the Electric Shock Therapy room next time. Destroy this card. Oh, and then we play the card that we just discarded. Electroshock Therapy room. Whenever a hero card is played, this card deals the hero the card belonged to 2 lightning damage. That sucks. End of a player's turn, this card may deal them 4 lightning damage. If they take damage this way, destroy this card. I think that might happen. I think Starlight can take it. Okay, Progeny. Destroy 1 ongoing card belonging to each player, then destroy 1 Scion card and this card. And then we lose Scion of Flame. This goes away, and he starts with a fresh deck. Oh boy. Playing Scion of Flame. Why am I not surprised? But yeah, 1, 2, 1, 0 damage to everybody. And then he hits the lowest for 3. So she takes a grand total of 1. That's okay. We've kind of got this locked down right now. Okay, so when she plays a card, she's going to take 2 lightning damage. Fine. Stellar Wind. She takes 2 lightning damage from the environment. She hits Progeny for 2 cold. She heals Gyrosaur for 2. And she draws 2 cards. Oh yeah, and she actually hit Progeny for 3. Use her power to heal Gyrosaur for 1. Draw 2 cards. And then, does she want to take 4 lightning damage? Yeah, she'll take 4 lightning damage. Get rid of that shit. That was interesting, though. Okay, start of his turn, he's got 1 glyph out, so he takes no damage. Or 1 rune, rather. Whispered Signs. I can draw 2 cards or put a rune from my trash into my hand. Play a rune or a glyph now. I will play Glyph of Enervation. And then I will use his power to put Mark of the Twisted Shadow back on Vanish. Hooray. You know what? It's Abduct and Abandon time. Because we have his damage locked the fuck down. I will use Feint, do something different, and I'll have Gyrosaur hit him for a grand total of 2 and draw a card. Okay, we got stuff here. Hyper Spin. This card in his play, you may play a card. Increase damage dealt by Gyrosaur to non-hero targets by 1. Draw a crash card, play it instead, then destroy all copies of Hyper Spin. I'm going to play Wipeout. Yeah. She deals up to X targets 4 melee damage each, and deals herself X melee damage, where X is 1 plus the number of cards in your hand. Now my question is, can I evaluate that as 1 higher for the first X and 1 lower for the second? I'm not so sure. I'm not going to do either, though. She's got 1 crash card, so X is 2, so she will hit Progeny for 5 because of Warp Halo, and she will kill this dumbass, so it doesn't make us discard anymore. And she hits herself for 2. Could be worse. 3 cards, 1 is a crash, so she can play again. Let's wipe out. That's just going to be 1 target for 5, hits herself for 1, and then we draw. Oh wait, I forgot, and Hyperspin added 1 to each of those hits. Did not draw a crash card. Amazing. Okay, I got out of sync, and I'm definitely playing that right the hell now. So future increases her damage, past reduces her damage. I need 1 more ongoing, and she will be totally set. I'm going to use Throwing Shard. Drift deals each non-hero target 2 radiant damage, shift left. Of course, that's going to kill the... Oh wait, no, he's immune to hero damage. That's right, excellent. Okay, good. I don't have to worry about that then. Yeah, so 2 to Progeny and 2 to this guy, which we kind of don't want him to die, but whatever. And then she shifts left twice. Give -2s to Gyrosaur and Starlight. And draw a card. Okay, now the Sane Man is going to die. X-Orderly. Inmate. First time each turn this card is dealt damage, each target other than this card deals itself 2 psychic damage. That's crazy. Go figure. Okay, reveal the top card. Scion of Flame. Yeah, we can handle that. Oh yeah, we knew it was a Scion of Flame. And then he dies. Thank you, only sane man in the asylum. You did us a good service. And that's it. The rest are just waiting to be damaged. Okay, Scion of Flame. He hits everybody for nothing. Then he hits the lowest for 3, which is Gyrosaur, and she'll take 1. Excellent. I kind of want to eat the repeat patient with Omnivore, but it's probably not a good idea. Pillars of Creation, kind of necessary. She will heal Gyrosaur for 1, and draw 2 cards. He takes nothing and nothing. Fantastic. The Old Roads. Reveal cards from the top of my deck until I find a glyph, put it into play, and shuffle the other cards back into my deck. Glyph of Perception. That was the one I revealed earlier with Flash Recon. Once during your turn, etc., when a villain target enters play, you may play a rune. Oh, that would be great if there were any targets in this deck. But I can draw a card. Hopefully it's a rune. If not, I'm doing something else. It is a rune. It's another mark of binding. I'm going to use his power to play that on the repeat inmate, so that when we all take damage, it's reduced by 1. Draw a card. Oh, there we go. That's what I need. Okay, it's time for blink. You may draw a card, you may play a card, you may use a power now. Draw. Play Jaunting Reflex. Okay, I'm going to use its power. Destroy it, draw 2 cards. Kind of a waste. Then she'll go ahead and use her power and herself and have herself deal Progeny. Okay, so it's 1 base, plus 1 from the mark, plus 1 from... Oh no, she doesn't have a constellation anymore, so just 2. So either 2 from her or 2 from Gyrosaur if you feel like it. Okay, Omnivore. Destroy a target with 3 or fewer HP. Boop. So, he is... destroyed. He hits everybody for 1 melee damage. She doesn't take any damage because she's got 1 damage reduction. Starlight soaks it. Oh, and he hits the other inmate. So everybody deals themselves 2 psychic damage. So she hits herself for 1. Now she'll shift to the right and give herself a +2 because anyone else is going to just hit themselves for more. He hits himself for 1, himself for 3. Stranger does not hit himself because he has glyphs. And then Repeat Patient is shuffled back into the deck. And just let that go. Start of his turn. Okay, she heals 3. Could have been a little better. Time to start protecting the stranger. Okay, she has fewer than half our crash cards, so I'm going to go ahead and play on a roll. Draw a card, not a crash. End of her turn, she draws a card. Not a crash. That's insane. Okay, wow. Oh boy. See, I'm still in the past, so I'm going to play Attenuation Field. Draw a card, destroy an environment card, because I don't like her. Don't like her at all. Damn, I don't have anything to deal damage with. Well, Throwing Shard. I will heal the stranger and shift 2 to the right, and I'll go +2 to Starlight and +2 to Vanish. Gyrosaur is no longer the lowest. Draw a card. Okay, Castle Asylum. Operating Room. A room. Go figure. Increase all damage by 1. I don't like this. Don't like this at all. Starting environment turn, all hero targets deal themselves 1 psychic damage. Then all players may discard any number of cards. If more than H+2 cards are discarded this way, destroy this card. Cripes. That's a lot of discarding. Well, okay. So he is dealing base damage again. Sign of the Storm. Everybody take 1. Alright, let's hit Drift first. So she can shift left, give somebody -2, put that on Starlight so she doesn't have to take extra damage. +1. Okay, everybody else takes 1. Starlight soaks it. He hits the lowest for 4, and he plays a card using the Starlight. No, obvious utility. Okay, that's fine. Fine with that. Start your play phase. Put a constellation card from your hand or trash into play. Going back on Vanish. Red Shift. Draw a card. 2 players may play a card, which is an amazing card. Destroyer's Adagio. He's in the future, so she deals a target 2 radiant damage. 3, 4, 5, 4. Shift 2 to the left. That is 2 damage reduction for Starlight. Let's make that 4 damage reduction for Starlight. Because cripes. I'm going to have Vanish play Blink again. Draw a card. I'm playing the Translocation Accelerator, and she will use her power. Select herself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. And then dealing on hero target 1 energy damage. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay. And unfortunately, Starlight cannot heal herself. She doesn't have any damage increase, so she'll heal Vanish for 1, 2. Okay. This is going away. 1, 2. That's it for runes. Okay, he takes no damage. Good. Glyph of Decay. I'm going to use its power. You may play a rune. The stranger deals a target 1 toxic damage. So I will play Mark of Breaking on Progeny. Cancel out his ongoing at the moment. Oh yeah, we need to get rid of that because otherwise I'm going to hit Starlight and kill her. Target 1 toxic damage, which should get through that. So much math. Blink, draw a card. Blink, draw a card. Aha. Play a card. Power number 1. I will use Blindside Jump. Vanish deals a target 1 energy damage. So that'll be 1, 2, 3 from the Warp Halo. Damage reduction is canceled out. Increased damage taken by Progeny by 1. Translocation Accelerator. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second power. Faint. Pick herself again. Oh, you know what? She should have healed 2 more because Starlight had a +2. I forgot about that. It has a -1. Anyway, pick herself again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Translocation Accelerator lets it do 4. And we're also reducing his damage 1 more. Not that it matters at the moment. Draw a card. Okay, freaking do something. Reckless Alien Racing Tortoise. During your turn, the first time you have more than 3 crash cards in hand, immediately lose this card's power and then destroy it. I'm going to use this power. Gyrosaur deals a target X+1 melee damage for X's number of crash cards in your hand, which is currently 0, but I will Gyro Stabilizer it up to 1. So that's 2, 3 from Warp Halo, 4, 5, 4. Okay, because she's not going to have 3 crash cards at this point. So she draws a card. Is it a crash? No. She draws another card. Is it a crash? No. God damn it. Oh yeah, and Hyperspin increased that by 1. I forgot. Oh yeah, and all those hits were +1. Let's see. Shit. Okay, that means Vanish healed 1 more. Stranger hit him for 1. Vanish hit him at least 4 times. Gyrosaur hit him once. That means I can play Borrowed Time, shift to the right, give, I don't know, herself a +2, and hit him for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 damage and kill him. Fuck. Okay, that was, wow. Vanish with any kind of support, especially damage buffs, is insane. As for Castle Asylum, I liked it. This is a fun deck. Solitary Confinement. Room. When this card enters play, put this next to the character card with the lowest HP. As a hero, they cannot affect or be affected by cards or effects from another hero deck. Anytime the character card next to this deals or is dealt damage, it is redirected to this card. Oh, that's neat. So if the villain is the lowest, they would be banging against the walls trying to get out. And they would eventually, because they only got 10 hit points. Asylum Guard. Staff. Then the environment. Turn this card deals a non-staff target with the lowest HP. H-2 lightning damage. Target dealt damage this way cannot deal damage until the start of the environment turn. It's just like the block guards from the block. That's fine. Asylum inmate. We saw Dr. Weird. He kind of looks like a different doctor. Visionary Nemesis. This card enters play, search the environment deck for operating room, put it in play, shuffle the environment deck, increase all psychic damage by 1. In the environment turn, this card deals a non-staff target with the lowest HP, 1 psychic damage. Damn. Repeat Patient Dr. Nightmare. Night Mist Nemesis. In the environment turn, this card deals all non-staff targets 1 toxic damage each. If targets dealt damage this way, then deals themselves 1 psychic damage. Oh man, that would be really nasty in combo with some of the other things. The inmates are running the Asylum. When this card enters play, destroy all staff in play. Good. Reveal cards on the top of the environment deck until H-1 inmates are revealed. Put them into play, discard all the other revealed cards. In the environment turn, so that's a prison break from the block. Again, perfectly fine. And there's another Asylum Guard. Okay, yeah, that's a fun deck. Honestly, it's a good takeoff of the block mechanically because you've got a couple of inmates who don't do anything but sit there and wait for somebody to hit them. That's the exact same way the inmates are on the block. But it's definitely got a character and an aesthetic of its own. I like it. That's a good environment. This Drift variant is insane. I didn't even get I only used her power like once. I couldn't stay in the future long enough to discard that card. The Gyrosaur variant, I guess I'm less excited about. I like the art more than the actual power just because it takes a lot of thinking to get it right. But there you go. That's all the stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, I forgot to read the Castle Asylum bio, and I wanted to get it in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do it now. It says, location, Rook City, founded 1974, number of patients, 1,200 on average, number of patients successfully rehabilitated since foundation, 0. Rook City is not the most pleasant place to be. That much is clear with Rook City holding the #1 ranking in violent, property, and drug-related crimes. Castle Asylum is a lot worse. Underfunded from Rook City's long-standing corruption, patient treatment being several decades behind, all have resulted in a crumbling, brutalist building where the mentally ill go in and come out even worse than ever before. As such, it has also been a bit of a common villain hideout away from the hideout. It's been rumored that the asylum is also a dumping ground for the sane, those who were too close to discovering connections between Rook City's politicians and organized crime. Better to drive them raving mad until no one believes anything they say than to kill them as they release information. When you check in, your psyche might not check out with you in one piece. So yeah, again, Castle Asylum, good environment, I like it. I look forward to seeing the art finished. You can find that on Geno9999's DLC, I'll link it in the description. As always, Tabletop Simulator, the Reavers, Sentinels, and Cauldron DLC, and Geno9999's Sentinels Homebrew Compendium are not licensed greater than games. Please support the official release, and flip.